Hi everyone, it's Mandy here with you again. Today I'm going to share my favorite pain relief pose with you. This is called chair Savasana. So you're going to need a chair. You can use a folding chair, you could make do with a dining room chair, you might be able to use your couch or an ottoman at home. Some sort of yoga strap, or it could even be a piece of rope or the tie from a robe. Some washcloths to pad your concavities, and then perhaps a folded blanket or a small pillow to support your head. So anytime that we're in pain, the best way to make our transition to our backs is actually through our side. You're gonna sit very close to your chair. You're gonna swing your legs off the side here and then slide down onto your side. And then from there, roll onto your back. So you're gonna kind of hit the pause button here for a moment and check in with your body. So we can first check in with our head. Get a feel of whether or not your forehead and your chin are level. So if you have more of a hyperkyphotic upper back, a rounded forward upper back, or some forward head placement, your head might be tipped back. So if you find that your head is tipped back and your gaze looks back behind you a little bit, then you're going to go ahead and grab that folded blanket or that small pillow and put it in under your head. We don't, however, use this blanket unless we actually need it. So sometimes clients like to prop their head up really high because they think it's comfortable. So notice when I do this, where my chin and my forehead are. Notice that my chin is really tucked towards my chest. So if I were to take my body and stand upright right now, my head would basically be looking down towards the ground, and that's not good posture, so we don't want to get into that pattern even more than we probably already are. So if you don't need head support, you're not going to use it. Next, we're going to check in from our shoulders down to our pelvis here. We're going to find all the places that don't touch the floor and then support them with washcloths. So if you're one of my scoliosis friends, you might find that your concavity, which for me is over here on my right side, isn't touching the ground right now. We're going to bring some washcloths into any of the places that don't touch the floor easily. Now, if any of you have been to Schroth physical therapy, this is the exact opposite way of padding. And we're doing this on purpose. With Schroth, we often use padding to help de-rotate the spine. That's not what we're going for right now. When we're in pain, we need to just calm down our nervous system. And so we support our body. We don't try to force it to de-rotate. We don't try to force it into any new position. We just give it support where it is. So when you bring your washcloths in under your concavities, we're not looking to build that space up even higher. We're just looking to support the cave that's already there, basically, that concave space that's already there. So when you put your washcloths in, if it feels too high or it feels like it made you arch up, you can go ahead and take one out, put in just the amount that you need. So you do that for everywhere. If you have more than one concavity, you're going to bring your padding in both those places. If your shoulders are really arched up away from the floor, you can bring some padding in under your shoulders. If your low back is up away from the floor, you could bring padding in across the whole low back. And if the floor is really hard for you, you could bring a blanket really the whole way from your head all the way down to your heels here and support the whole surface just so it's softer. Okay? So we have our head supported. We have all of our concavities supported. Next, we're going to bring our legs up onto our chair or our ottoman or whatever we're using. So notice as I set myself up here that my legs are actually at a little bit of an angle. That's going to be perfectly great. And then our last step is to take our strap or our piece of rope or whatever we're using, and we're going to hook it around our thighs. And this does not have to be super, super tight here. We don't need to glue our thighs together. You're just going to stop how far your legs can fall away from each other so that your legs have support as well. And then once you're here, you can pause and rest. So you would turn your head back up towards the sky. If you're comfortable there, you can stay there. I'm going to come upright and just talk you through a brief relaxation. But again, you stay where you are and you keep yourself as comfortable as possible. And once you're there, you can go ahead and settle your attention in with your breath. And just simply start by noticing how your breath wants to arrive here today. Get a feel of the pace of your breath. Notice the breath in and the breath out. And then see if you can invite your breath to start to grow a little bit bigger. So we're going to let the lungs expand in all directions. You might tune in and notice movement that's happening in your body. You might feel the ribs expanding to the front, to the back, to both sides. You might feel your belly rise and fall. You might feel your upper chest have some movement near your collarbones. See if you can just let each breath in take a little bit more time and a little bit more space. And then as you exhale, allow your body to soften and let yourself be supported by the ground and the floor beneath you. And we'll just keep breathing in that way, slowing down the inhale, slowing down your exhale. Full, complete breath on the way in. And letting your body soften and relax on the way out. And you're welcome to stick with this way of breathing if this feels comfortable. If you want to get a little more specific, for those of you that have scoliosis, you can begin to direct your breath into a concavity. And if you have more than one and this is new to you, just pick one concavity to work with. I'm going to breathe in and expand the concavity out to the side and down towards the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to breathe your curve towards your midline and up and away from the floor. Breathing into the concavity, out to the side, down towards the floor. Breathing out from the curve, in towards the midline, and up and away from the floor. So if that way of breathing feels comfortable for you, and if you have scoliosis, go ahead and continue that a few more rounds. If that's not working for you, if you're not sure where your concavities are, if you don't have scoliosis, just come back to that full, complete breath. Letting the ribs and the lungs expand in all directions. Finding a softness in your body as you exhale. Chair Savasana is a safe position, so as long as you're comfortable being here, you could stay here for 10, 15, 20 minutes if you'd like. When it's time to find your way back out, we'll do that basically in the reverse of how we came in. So if you still have a strap supporting your thighs, you're going to take it off. So you're going to unclip your strap. You're going to get your legs off of your chair. You're going to bring one arm up overhead, the direction you plan to roll to. You're going to roll the whole way to your side, and then use your arms for support to find your way back upright. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you ever find yourself having a moment where you just have a pain flare up, it can be really helpful to come into this position and just tune in with your breath and do your best to let your body soften and release. Thanks for joining me.